We're not live yet. Ah, there we go. Right, hello everybody, and welcome to the mic is. Ah, there we go. I was just doing a quick comms check. Right, hello everyone. Welcome to our 6th round of Global Racing League racing, and today we are situated on a sunny, springy Silverstone Saturday for the home of the Formula One racing and the home of the defending champion in Tier 2, Josh, in his brand new, newly found McLaren. This race has been on the calendar since the 1950s, where it seems some of the finest drivers of their generations, and now the Global Racing League can be added to that collection. The Silverstone track hasn't seen too many renovations over its 70 years, but so it still has 18 turns, 10 to the right and 8 to the left, 2 DRS zones down the Hangar and Wellington Straight, and 5.9 kilometres of all-in intense racing. Upon a mid-season silly season, there's been a lot of driver moves, so due to the loss of Wabscapen in his McLaren, they've elected the holding champion Josh to take his seat, who was had a drop down from Tier 1. This also meant that the winner from last week's race, Jack, has been promoted to a Tier 1 seat in McLaren next to Mac, so good luck to him. Following from last week, which was held in San Marino, Imola, it was Jack in the Hasmobee who managed to pull off a comeback drive worthy of a tier upgrade, a driver of the day, and a fresh debut win. But however, that it is still Plain Cookie who leads the championship despite having a bit of an issue in Imola. On a different note, due to Josh moving down a division, we have now lost a commentator, but also gained one who joined me last week, which was Go Slow. So he now joins the Tier 2 commentating team, and he will be here with us next week in Spa. And finally, I'm joined by Alfie as my co-commentator today, and he will read through both driver and the constructors' standings.
I'll get it loaded up just right now, and hello everyone. I'm back after a stressful Imola, and yeah, I can't wait to get started on this one. And anyway, here are the driver standings then. So the main man, Plain Cookie, who currently leads the World Championship, he is currently 2 points ahead of Spandan in the Mercedes. Nilsey P4, and then you got Chartman in the Williams P5, P6 Waxo, P7 Apex. Well, there's been a few driver leaves, so P10 will be Daz, P11 Curly, P12 Whiffle, P13 Mosquito, P16, obviously more drivers leaving, is Marshall, P21 Abhi, P23 Jay, P27 Chicken Wing, and last place is Josh, the reigning champion of Tier 2. So there are a few drivers that have left over the course since Spain and Imola. So we'll read through the constructor standings now. So the top three is Alpine, McLaren and Mercedes. Alpine first, McLaren second and Mercedes third. The midway of the table, which is Aston Martin, Red Bull, Williams and Alfa Romeo. Aston Martin 4th, Red Bull 5th, Williams 6th, Alfa Romeo 7th, and the bottom three are Ferrari, Haas and AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri not having the greatest of seasons so far, as the AlphaTauri has just gone into P2, but that is not a good lap at all. And there are your standings.
Big problem is that Chicken Wing has a quali ban, so he has not followed that.
Ah, okay. So it'll get carried to next week then?
Yes, it will. So that's not really a great sight. But Raman did follow his quali ban, so we thank him for that.
Well, Marshall has just gone bang on 29.0 with for 1 tenth behind.
Okay, yeah, Chicken Wing, mate. What the fuck are you doing? I've just seen Chicken Wing completely cut off Plain Cookie on his lap.
Yeah, just seen that. Oh no, it was
yeah,
Vicky.
Chicken Wing, mate. That's completely. Okay, yes, fuck. I've even caught that as well. I've seen that coming out.
Yeah, I've seen that.
What the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry, but mate, come on.
Well, that would for sure be another quali ban after what he's just done
Yeah,
there.
he was completely hugging Plain Cookie on the exit of Beckett's, and he's like clotheslined him onto the grass. Like, it's completely unnecessary. I don't know what he's attempting.
Well, he should be in the pit lane anyway, so I don't know what he's doing there. The reigning champion then, out on a set of mediums, Josh JS Gaming. Last time I commentated over him was actually in Jeddah, round 2. So, yeah, he won that championship that season. As he is on a lap right now, and he's now coming through Maggots and then Beckett, sorry. What's that middle sector going to be though? Is it going to be any good? Is it going to be touching distance to Nilsey? It's, as it stands, purple, but we don't know that yet. So, yeah, Chicken Wing is also retired. I don't know why he set a lap, to be honest. That's a bit weird. But anyway, Josh is now coming through the last few corners, which is so crucial. And now he's going to round the final corner. What's it going to be? It's going to be at a 28.3. So he's quite close, actually, between Nilsey and Josh.
He's built Nilsey on a set of mediums. Huh.
True. That's concerning.
That is a bit concerning. But it was his decision to move down a tier, and another man wants, another man gets. People are just going to have to catch in. Simple as that.
Well, I think he might have to use the medium TC, but obviously it's not what he wants to use. But
no, not at all.
That's his choice at the end of the day. You can't be forced.
I think anyone who's not on full track though, they can match him. If you're half confident on a set of medium tracks, you're gonna be quicker than someone who's confident on a full track. Surely that's how it works.
That's saying Josh just playing around. So it could be. Could be I can't get my words out for some reason, but Whiffle has come to a slowdown down the straight. I'm not sure why. Might have run out of fuel, but he's going very slow. Maybe trying to set of softs maybe toward the end of the Grand Prix, but Plain Cookie anyway. He's going to have a new lap now. What's he going to set? He comes around the final corner, and it's going to be at a 28.7. So there's a big difference.
It's a decent lap.
Yeah, it's all right. Could be better, but he'll be setting his sights to getting more points in the World Championship. So we'll see what he can do toward the end of the season. But it's still too early to call because we're only in the 6th round. So
yeah, it's a 20 calendar race, or 20. Is it calendar race or race calendar?
It's race calendar.
Yeah, 20 race. That doesn't sound right. 20 race calendar. Is that's? I don't know. Oh wait, there's 20 races this season. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's still too early.
More than a long way to go, and who knows? We could get a quick guy coming at round 10, and he could still win the championship. Because at this rate, Plain Cookie thought he had a bit of a hand to it. Then Imola came in, and he wouldn't say he fumbled the bag, but he definitely didn't show the pace he has shown in tracks like Hungary and Portugal and etc.
Well, Nilsey in the Alpines just started his outlap, and we'll see what he can do. See if he can beat Josh, which is going to be the main competitor. Well, he said to us earlier, Spray, that he wanted to be the Shay of Tier 2.
He did.
So that could be concerning for any driver below his level of pace. But do the drivers need to step up their pace to get close to
absolutely.
Josh?
As I said, even if he is maximising his pace on full traction, anyone who's half confident on medium or no traction will be able to beat him. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
And speaking of it, Spandon is 5 tenths up, coming up to Stowe Corner. That's where I'm going to be in Silverstone, actually. That's cool.
Well, Spandant, he'll be looking to beat Josh.
Yeah, he's only 1 point behind playing Cookie, so this is an opportunity for him to clutch into that. P2. He did lose a lot of time just coming out of Stowe, I thought. Yeah, chicken wings left. Okay. No comment.
Yeah, I got no comment on that either. Well, anyway,
I
saying...
watched what he did, so...
Yeah. Josh Raptor Shay. Okay.
Josh Raptor Shay.
Well, obviously he was talking about being the Shay of Tier 2, so I can understand where Well Anyway's coming from on that point. So... Waxo, we haven't seen at all tonight.
No. So he did join midway through quali, so he is running the Escoban Ocon helmet, which luckily I do like. So he's in luck if he ever wants to win a helmet competition from me. It's a big reward. Yeah, no one else on it. It's just Voxy at the minute. Just coming out of the exit from Luffield and now onto the old pit straight, which is probably one of the only renovations this track has had, to be honest. The right-hander of Cops, can he keep it in the lines? Oh, that was brilliant. Yeah, just in between the lines. Now come up to the first S, which is the Maggots, then the exit of the Beckett's. He's kept it nice and tight, puts it into 5th gear, onto the the hangar straight. Also, because this track is for an old airport hangar. That is why it's called the hangar straight. Up into Stowe, which is a 6th gear, 130 mile per hour turn. Doesn't invalidate. No, he goes into the pits. Oh, okay. That's a surprising one.
That's quite interesting.
So, I thought he may not like his lap, so he only has 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So maybe it was just a plan to quickly get out. Who knows? But I think he was on an okay lap then.
Well, I can't disagree on that one, but I don't think it was going to be close to Josh at all.
I think, yeah, but it's his fight against Josh, or is it just the finish well? I think Alpine probably are the best suited for a title fight. Or maybe Josh now and Curly, maybe? Who knows? Who knows? But I was just on board with the Alfa Romeo, and he was 3 tenths up in the first sector, and it was a purple sector. So could this be a pole lap for the Alfa? Oh no, it's not. He invalidates out of Cops. Commentators. I get to say it's not a commentator's curse, so I get to say it. I was close to saying it, but he cut me off. It's not a commentator's curse. I think Newseed's is getting ready to go on a lap as well. I'm not too sure. No, he's on low fuel, so I don't think he'll be going. I think he'll be getting into the pits and getting out as quick as possible. Apart from that, all the drivers are leaving the pits for their final quali run.
Well, will Josh go on a soft run? That's the big question. I think he will, because I can't see Josh getting pole on the set of mediums. I think someone will go faster on a set of softs. So I can't see Josh getting pole from a set of mediums. If he does, then he does. I've got no comment on that one, so yeah.
I mean, he already did go pole on a set of mediums. Newseed did a soft time and he couldn't catch it. I do agree with you, the fact that I don't think he'll get it, but you can't rule it out. Oh, there's a spinner there. Oh yeah, Ivy Whiffle's taking a little spin. It's a little fun one, outside of Abbey, I believe. Oh no, is that Aintree? Sorry, not Abbey. Did you revise your caller names, Alfie, at all?
I actually forgot.
Oh, so, Josh last week, now you this week. What is my luck? Is anyone on a lap? May is 9 tenths up, coming up to Maggot, so maybe you should have a quick look at that one if you're already not.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, he's just coming out of Maggots now, and no, out of Beckett, sorry, and then goes on to the hanger straight, and he's 2 seconds up on his time, 1.998 to be exact, onto the hanger straight, up into Scope. He jumps into 5th gear and not 6th, not really a lot of confidence. Very much backs off of power. That could cost him a possible provisional pole. Up into Vale, and now club corner up to the Hamilton straight. He's foot to the floor. It's a P4 for the tier 1 man. But I think he did lose I think that 2/10 probably cost him into Scope, because he didn't really have the confidence to get on the power. It's probably best could go on to playing Cookie. He has just started his final quali run. Obviously, he is our championship leader at this current stage.
Right then, we're on the onboard of the Red Bull as we take him through now the Wellington straight with that DRS wide open. What is his first sector going to be then for the Red Bull? Is it going to be quicker than Josh? He's 1/10 up, well, 2/10 up in that first sector then.
Yeah,
as
just
he's
not
now
enough
coming through
for the minute.
Brooklands. As he's now coming through Brooklands, now onto the old pitch straight. So it's not a very long straight, but it could do some
There we
time.
go, Spandon, 28.1, but please scale playing Cookie. Either of who's been, okay, unfortunately, either of who's spun, and the game's been very unfortunate to him.
And now through Maggots, then Beckett's with playing Cookie. We'll see what he can do then in this middle
He's
sector.
kept that very smooth, that was perfect.
He's 7/10
There we go,
up.
7/10 up. This could be it for the championship holder. Looking to fight back against the newly promoted Josh, who is already being classed as a champion in his own eyes. But plain Cookie up to Vale, keeps it tight, 2nd gear, up to the 3rd, through club. He's confident to get his foot down, onto the Hamilton straight. Is he in the 128s? Yes, he is! A 127.7! What a lap! Josh, on his soft tyre run, has just gone through Cops, and he does not have, that's probably the one place you don't want to invalidate. Up to Maggots and Beckett's, can he keep it nice and tidy? He's just going to keep it in 8th gear, drop it to 5th on the exit of Beckett's, and he's gone onto the grass! It's not going to be a pole position, it can't be. But he hasn't invalidated, but he must have lost time. Charman puts his Williams up into P3, trying to hope for, is it a back-to-back podiums for Charman? I think it's back-to-back. The Mercedes come back onto the track just ahead of Josh. So 123, 124, 125, 126 is going to be so close.
He's got it.
He went on, the thing is though, he went onto the grass and cut the corner. But it didn't invalidate him, so I don't know what the rules are.
Spandon's just gone up to P3 as well. Meanwhile,
well,
spinning.
that's a good lap for Spandon. He may not have a wheel, but he is on the onto the podium. Who else is on the lap? Voxy can improve. Marshall, I think, is improving. P6 for Marshall on his return. That's the first time he's raced in a while. Plain Cookie has retired in the pits, so no problem there. That's awkward for... Were you on board with Josh when he cut the corner at all, or...? Not really sure how it works.
No, I didn't really see it, to be honest.
Because, yeah, he came out of Beckett, and he got a really, really bad exit, so he, like, kind of cut the grass, if you know what I mean? And then got onto the straight, but it didn't invalidate him. Like, he would have lost time, but is that still classed as an invalidation?
Hold on.
Well, I did quickly DM you something if you want to have a quick look at that, please.
Yeah.
I'll go through race classification, or quali classification is probably the better word for it. So it was the holding championship holder, holding championship holder. There we go, good one today. So yeah, Josh in the McLaren does pick home a pole position in Silverstone, trying to reignite that flame he had a few months ago in Abu Dhabi. Plain Cookie in 2nd place just by 0.02 of a second. Spandon putting up a very good fight in P3. No teammate for him though tonight, so Mercedes are going to struggle. Chartman in the Williams in 4th, followed by Nosey in 5th, Marshall in 6th, May in 7th, Voxy in 8th, Vicky in 9th, 10th is Curly, 11th is Apex, 12th is Chicken Wing, 13th is Ramen, and 14th is Ivy Whiffle.
That was interesting.
Yeah, very. I'm not really sure how that Josh situation works. Because I do have footage of it, but does that mean he gets like a quality ban or something, or for the game? But it's not his fault. Like the game just glitched for him. That's not his problem. But he also lost he lost time, but he also cut the corner. But hey, who cares? He's on pole for right now, and it is not raining in Silverstone, so that means Tier 1 is going to be soaking. But at least the Tier 2 race is very nice and sunny, as if this race was happening in July and not 7 or 6:30 in January.
It'd be very cold.
It would be very cold. Are you going for Silverstone by any chance?
No, won't be bothering.
I think a few of the guys are not in this one, but I think in Tier 1 a lot of the guys are going. So that is very, very nice.
In 2022, the Sunday's Grand Prix was on my birthday.
Oh, that's quite good actually, I think. That'd be a good birthday present.
But not this year, it was 2022, but I wanted to go, but we couldn't. Tickets are so expensive.
What's mine? Mine's on a Monday, so it's the weekend after, or the day after Bahrain.
Well, here we are then for the formation.
We'll be celebrating a Fernando or Lance Stroll win on my birthday. Oh, May. I'm sorry. I was just watching May. I'm not good watching them. I just seen May smash it into a wall at Wellington. Just a little bit of a loss in traction.
Wow.
At least those tires will be nice and warm.
Maybe a bit too warm.
Will you spin again? But let's quickly just go over tyres, and we have to give helmets as well. Okay, tyres, everyone on the medium part, the pole sitter, Josh, May and Apex, and quickly helmet check.
Just quickly do that, and then we'll get to the rock lights.
So there's no good helmets today actually in my opinion. Ooh. I would say Chicken Wing, but he's not here. Maybe Ramen. I like Ramen's helmet. I'm a bit disappointed. There's not really any ones I really like.
I mean, Waxo had Esteban Ocon's helmet in qualifying.
I do like Esteban Ocon's helmets. We got away with it a bit. But yeah, grid start's all up to you, fella. As long as you did see my DM.
Yeah, I did see it. I did see it.
Yeah, that's all good.
Right,
Let's see if any of these drivers can sufficiently park their car. Oh, Marshall. Oh, Marshall. Oh, Marshall. Yeah. I was seeing Marshall went at it, so he was like facing the wall, and he tried to keep correcting it.
Yeah.
I found a lot of these. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can go.
Right then. So the lights are now shown here at the British Grand Prix as we go to 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. Pedal to the metal here in GRL Tier 2 as we now head into turn 1. That is Plain Cookie off to a fairly decent start there as we head into turn 1. And Josh just keeps the lead then. Plain Cookie would like to switch back him as they now go wheel to wheel into turn 2. Josh goes deep, and that's not going to help his race because Plain Cookie's on the mediums, and I think that is already a safety car. It is.
One of the cars slowed down a bit going up through farm, and I think Whiffle just rear-ended him. Obviously not his fault, but not the return you want after a bit of a break, but that is very unfortunate. Spandon also lost out. He's down in 12th. I think he just spun there. I don't think there's any incident. I think he was just a spin for the Mercedes. I didn't really see much else, to be honest with you. Obviously, Plain Cookie managed to get Josh, but I didn't really see. I saw the grid star. I was kind of just looking at Spandon.
Well, Plain Cookie leads then. Bit of a shock since we thought
I
Josh
think it is only
would
a
have won.
VSC though.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is a
only a
VSC.
VSC.
Yeah.
So he has to get this right.
Yeah. We have not got one full racing lap yet, so
No, not yet. But there is 13 drivers remaining.
oh,
But there we go, green light. Or I think Josh did get caught out a bit there because Chartman has closed up a bit. Nusi is just trying to follow him, trying to just make it all nice and clean. I think Rahman has got ahead of Vicky's had a bit of a technical issue, so he's not here at the minute. But yeah, Rahman is gaining on the Aston Martin of Apex, who has gone a bit wide out of Abbey. Now coming up to Village, and yeah, he's missing these braking points, but it does mean he is carrying more speed. Now out of the loop and up into Aintree, and now onto the Wellington Straight. Can Slipstream just be enough? No, it's not. Chartman he was closing the gap a bit, but it is a 6/10 gap to second place. And apparently Josh has got a 1 minute 40-second gap up to Plain Cookies. That's good.
Oh,
and
something's happened to
Chartman's
Chartman.
lost it. Chartman's always just hit his wing as well. That is probably a pit stop, and that's an unfortunate 3 seconds, I must say.
yeah, that'll be
So
definitely
Nusi
taken off.
has taken that third position away from the Williams, who has had a bit of an incident coming out of Luffield. See, I did my revision. And by the way, all my gaps are really, really busted. Or am I being stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah, all my gaps are really broken. They're like 1 minute 50s and...
Yeah,
So I'm
same
not
with
sure.
mine.
Yeah, so we're gonna struggle a bit, because make sure you have your mini-map up.
Yes, I did.
There is a bit of a train, so Chartman is in the pits. I'm going to quickly go on board with his pit stop. It's about a 32-second pit stop, I believe. There is a yellow flag, and that is Aston Martin of May, who is not having a good race today, let's say that. He is in Tier 2 later, or Tier 1 later, so he may have needed a bit of a practice run. So Chartman into the pit lane. He chooses the red banded soft tyre. No wing change though. That is surprising.
He hasn't got
But he's-
any damage.
He went right into the wall, so I don't know how he doesn't have damage, to be honest with you.
Unless he has a yellow wing and it doesn't show. And
There we go. My all my gaps have fixed themselves a bit.
yeah, same with mine now.
Yeah, it's very, very handy. So there is a 6/10 gap as our closest, and that is the two marshals fighting each other for a P. Curly's P4. How's Curly P4? Well, I'm not complaining, but that's a bit of an unhidden one. But he's very, very slow going through Maggots, and out of Beckett's he goes wide. And Ian has got the DRS. I think it is Ian at least. But is that Curly's car? It's quick in a straight line. Yes, it is. Curly's pulling away without DRS.
Wow.
That car must be very handy in a straight line. I would like to know his wings. Apex and Rahman are wheel to wheel coming up to Vale. And Apex just holds it and gets the inside line coming up to Club. And he just backs out. That's very handy racing, to be fair. That is what I like to see. Both of them gave each other respect, gave each other time, left each other the room. And that is a P6 for Rahman. Let's go back onto Marshall and Curly, coming up to Loop and Aintree. Does he have enough power in that Hassmobile to maybe force a move down the inside up to Brooklyn's? It's a 4/10 gap. He's not using that battery. Neither is Curly, but yet he is making very, very small inroads. Vicky is still not in his car, so that doesn't matter. Spandon and Apex are going at it at Luffield. Spandon doesn't want to give the switch back. He wants to hold it around the outside, coming up to Cops and the old pit straight. But Spandon is on those fresher medium tyres. Up into Cops. It's a brave move. Apex did very well just to back himself out of that. So that is probably the one and only move we are going to see at Cops today. But at least it was a clean one. There we go, Curly once again not really getting the best exit from the Beckett. This has to be the move for Marshall. It's a 2/10 gap, up to 1. Curly gives him enough edge around the outside, but that's very good placing of his car. Curly may not really give it his all in terms of a race pace, but in defending he gives it every ounce of his power. Marshall keeps it very nice and calm up into 5th gear, and he's just going to attempt to follow his brother again around a lap of the Silverstone circuit.
I mean, Curly must have a rocket ship at the back of his car at the moment to keep
He
himself
really does.
alive.
Yeah, he really does.
But they're going to go at it again down the Wellington Straight. That DRS is going to be so handy for the Haas as you come down the straight then. We're right on his onboard actually, see if he can get any closer. He's getting closer, but it's just not there.
Enough. Is it Curly's car being good at the straight line, or is it Marshall's car not being good at the straight line? It looks quite handy through the turns. Chartman also picks up a 3. Yeah, Marshall looks quick in the turns, but Curly has got an absolute rocket of an engine, which is quite surprising for McLaren. Oh, look at this. Marshall, does he have the cojones to send it? Oh, he's rode the curb a bit into Maggott. He's touching the gearbox of his brother. Oh, that would have been a brilliant move, but he's rode the curb into Maggott a bit too long. Now Rahman and Spandon want to get involved. Spandon is out of battery, so he does not have the power to fight him. Wait, what? Rahman is just appeared to let Spandon go.
What?
That's a peculiar one. He's not entering the pits or anything, is he? No, he must be just wanting to pick up the pieces, doesn't want to get involved in a Mercedes and Ferrari car sandwich. Curly has managed to pull away a bit from Marshall, so that is quite surprising actually, because he was holding on very nicely, even making inroads. But Curly, I just don't think he has the downforce to make these apexes, and he's rode the car a bit too much. Curly, has he kept it on track? No, he has not. Rode the curb a bit too much out of Abbey. Not what you want to do. Some of these curbs here are brutal. Marshall had that same experience up into Maggots, where he did not lose the car. He backed out and just tried to get the car off it, which he succeeded. Now Spandon has had the road open up for him a bit now. Marshall, without a DRS, could be in a little bit of trouble if he doesn't absolutely perfect Maggott and Beckett and Cox. I will just go on board with Marshall, opening the turn as much as possible, backing off the power. He probably does get a warning there, but Spandon does the same. And Marshall, can he keep it nice? He has to push through this section if he wants to gain on Spandon, but he hasn't. Spandon has mastered it. Now onto the DRS zone. Is this a test? Is the Haas quick in a straight line, or is Curly's car a rocket? No, the Haas is quick in a straight line. Spandon does not have the legs to gain. There's also a gap of Curly and Apex as well, if you just want to go on board with that. Apex, his battery is flashing. He has nothing left to deploy. Coming up to the Hamilton straight. It is only a 4/10 gap, but that can suddenly change through Abbey. Spandon gets a 3 seconds, that's unfortunate. And I think Marshall has DC'd, no? Or was that no, his car hasn't ghosted, sorry, my eyes are just bad.
Wow.
Spandon once again is on the back of it, and this should be the move for them to say, no, he's all! What a save! What a save from Spandon. He almost lost it, he took a bit too much curb, and he did save the car. And Rahman is having to go in. He's on the inside of he's on the outside of Brooklands, but we'll get the inside of Luffield, but he just does not have the momentum to keep it around that corner. Spandon does go a bit onto the gravel though, so he will be slow. All this is just helping Marshall a bit pull ahead of this pack, which is going to be so necessary. And Spandon goes wide again. He's very jittery on the steering wheel. He has some nerves here. He cannot keep it smooth. He's making mistakes. He's losing the car. And now he is almost out of the DRS of Marshall. But now, Rahman, does that Ferrari have any sort of power in its engine? No, it does not. There's also a 9/10 gap now for Marshall ahead, holding on to that P4 for Haas. Plain Cookie picks up the fastest lap of the race with a 1:31.514. Curly has also gained onto Apex, who has gone a bit deep out of the farm turn. Coming up to the start-finish line, and no move for Curly, but that gap is slowly dropping. Chartman picks up a position on Chicken Wing on those fresh, soft tyres. So he is very much gambling for a safety car to maybe attempt to undercut some of these drivers ahead of him. What else is going on? Let's follow Curly for a while in the McLaren. Obviously, McLaren not having a bad day at the office. A second and an 8th place is more than a good result for this team, especially after last season where they did struggle for momentum and points. But now they have really turned on the rack, especially after getting Josh as a new driver, but he is very much losing time onto plain cookie. Spandon has started to gain a bit onto not Jack, it's Marshall, sorry. It's almost a 4/10 gap now through Magnus and Beckett. We have seen Spandon has liked to carry a bit more speed, but that's a very odd turn. Oh, Spandon loses it again, and he's cut the grass. This should be the position for Rahman. Spandon's having to deploy his battery. Rahman has an opportunity into Stowe, and that is a very calm position for Rahman. Not a lot of fighting for Spandon, but we are seeing these mistakes from the Mercedes, and there's a bit of a differential in line there I saw. As much as Spandon carried more turn or more speed through Maggot, it was the exit of Beckett's where he took a really tight line, but Marshall managed just to open up the turn, so he carried a lot more speed onto the hangar straight, which isn't always a bad thing to do when you're defending. What other gaps are there? Spandon onto Rahman, who will want that position back. It is sort of a stable 6/10 gap at the minute, but who knows what can happen. Marshall has pulled out of the DRS zone with a lot of battery to spare, so that P4 is safe in his hands at the current minute.
There's a big gap between Playing Cookie and Josh of 4 seconds, and
yeah, absolutely.
And it's going to be very hard to close for Josh, and yeah, Playing Cookie is going to be setting his sights.
Does Playing Cookie use full track as well, or is it medium track? Do you know?
We'll have a look actually. We'll see at the exit of Stowe if he uses full traction or medium. I think he uses full. That is definitely full. That's got to...
Yep, definitely full.
Oh, yeah, that's full. That is definitely full. You can't go flat out through the final corner like that. So, yeah, it is full traction indeed for Playing Cookie. But, yeah, we're looking at now Marshall, who's trying to get out of that DRS of Ra in the Ferrari. Spandon, I didn't realise he actually lost a few positions. I don't know whether I was looking at the time, but yeah, he's lost a few. He's lost a position to Ra. Apex now 1.5 behind Spandon, but
yes.
Yeah.
Spandon's getting really pressurised on that throttle. He has lost it a few times today, so... Oh, Charman picks up a 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. I must say, when you use a racing line on this track, it is very deceiving, the braking point. So the only way to learn it is by muscle memory. So that is an 11 seconds worth of penalty for the Williams, whose strategy has not paid off. And it is going to be a wing change for the Williams as well, to hurt their troubles even more. And he's very close to being lapped at this rate. Nusi picks up a further yellow. Nusi's gone.
Yeah.
Nusi has gone. That must be a safety car. Yep, safety car. Right, let's quickly go on board with Playing Cookie. Does he want to go into the pits? Yes, he does. Let's follow in Josh. Yes, he does. Marshall, who has now picked up a podium position. Does he also want to go into the pit lane? Let's have a quick look at tyres. Everyone on 9 lap, either hard or medium. Marshall into the pit lane. Rahman into the pit lane. So is Spandon. So is I think everyone will go into the pits. I don't think there's any trouble of a double stack. Curly, Voxy, May, Vicky, oh, they're not in the race, and Charman, who did already just part on some fresh hards, is is back on the track, so he will get a chance to join the pack, but he has got a lot of work to do. So this is not going to be a very fun drive for him. Or maybe it will be fun because he gets to go through the pack, but it's not going to be, it's a very daunting task, especially at Silverstone with those long straights.
There's a bit of a battle in the pit lane for P6 at least. Waxo's just gone up to P7 ahead of Apex. Apex has lost a few positions. I'm not too sure why. It could be for a front wing change or something, but I can't see why I'd have a front wing change because he's not been caught up in anything too much. So he's lost, I think, 2 positions in the pit lane. 1 or 2 positions.
Ooh.
And Plain
Oh,
Cookie's
Plain
gone.
Cookie's gone.
What's happened there?
Go on to Marshall. It must be with Marshall. What has happened?
I think he's rear-ended Josh.
How? What has just happened to Plain Cookie? What has just happened? Did he rear-end the safety car?
He's either rear-ended Josh or the safety
That
car.
has got to be one of the most bizarre things I've seen in my my commentary. What has just happened? I wish I was watching that. What? Did he? I think he's rear-ended the safety car. He must have.
That's really weird.
What has just happened to Plain Cookie? Or was there a glitch? Was the safety car glitch? There's no way that's just happened. What? But how do you even manage that? What has just happened to Plain Cookie? This is going to be a very big mystery.
Well, my mind is blown. It is just blown. But, yeah, that's really weird.
Because anyone explain what's just happened?
Chat, do you know? Mac,
Okay, he's typing. Plain Cookie's just put in the Discord, that was so embarrassing. Plain Cookie, if you're listening, please type in the Discord chat what just happened. Did you rear-end the safety car? I think he's rear-ended the I think that's what he's done. I know there's no walls there, what else could he have hit?
Josh,
You gotta
maybe?
admit, this safety car is like a brick wall. If you hit it, it firms it every time. I mean, not like I've hit many safety cars, but nevertheless, if you do it, that's what's gonna happen.
Well, anyway, he's told us he drove into the safety car, so I think mystery has been solved.
He's drove into... Wow, he had this win in the bag. And that is how you lose your race lead. That is mental.
Well, Spandan then, he'll take the championship lead after this one.
Yeah, Spandan just has to finish. But now, Josh has got an opportunity to maybe start to pull away.
Indeed.
Wow. Just wow.
I'm
just getting Plain Cookie to confirm what happened, because I don't want it to be a glitch or anything while we're pondering that if he did in fact rear-end the safety car, that is probably the worst. Yep, he smashed into the safety car. That has got to be a first. For me, at least. What other moments have you had while commentating that have been that bizarre? Can you name any?
No, I actually can't. I've never known anyone drove into a safety car.
Whoa. I don't know what to say. I've seen some weird things. I've seen Ghostlow win a race, but that may have to top it. I don't know. I've never had anyone rear-end a safety car.
I think May or Apex has just gone in. Apex has just gone in. Well, we've got to wait for Chartman anyway, because he's 43 seconds behind the pack. So, yeah, now...
Yeah.
Apex will be a few seconds behind the pack himself. So we just got to wait for 2 more drivers. I think Apex is going on to a fresh set of mediums. He is indeed.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So
I
he's
think
got to do
I actually
13
prefer the
laps.
hard around this on the round Silver Zone, to be honest with you. Could just be my setup, but I think the hard are better than the medium. It's not often that happens, but means that Curly's going to have to make his Exeter City joke now.
Yeah.
Because whenever I put on the whenever I put on the hard tyre in the Ferrari, apparently I've got, it looks like I have an Exeter City kit on. So I think I'm never going to have to do it again, but after feeding the hards around the track, I may have to.
Why would he say it looks like X as a city kit? Can't
Because it's
understand
red
that.
and white.
Right. Red and, well, I don't know. No
The
comment.
Exeter shirt is like a base of red with white stripes. So when I'm in a Ferrari and I put on hard tyres, it's a base red with a white tyre.
So he calls it an Exeter shirt. That's...
Yeah, so I'm now transferring to Aston Martin, so I can never have that reference done to me again.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I could have a wish of claret and blue tyres, you know.
Claret and blue tyres.
But that's never going to happen. So, anyway, the safety car is ending.
Yeah, so there is a bit of a tyre differential. Josh on the medium, Marshall, who has inherited a P2 position from out of nowhere, on the hard. So, in my opinion, the hards are better, but we are forgetting that this is a full track Josh now. And he has caught Marshall a bit off guard, but there's not really any other moves that can be done, I believe. Nope, all the back got away very, very nicely. Spandon is closing the gap a bit onto Rahman with a full battery now at his disposal. It's a 3/10 gap. He does just drop it to 7th, going up to Abbey and onto Farm. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's just things I pick up. Now, Charlton gets a position on the ghosted chicken wing, so that is a points position now for Chartman. There's still there's a lot of cars ghosting into each other. I can't really identify what's going on, to be honest with you. Yeah,
Well,
the ghosted
Josh,
cars are fighting each other, so that's cool.
Josh has gone. Bye, Josh.
Yeah, Josh has gone. What?
Right, we'll not be seeing Josh for the rest of the race. So, yeah.
How has he gained 3 seconds in one? How has he just done that? Like, you can understand that he's probably the fastest person here now, but how did he gain 3 seconds in one lap? At least Vicky's joined back. He's not completely out of this race.
Well, as well, he's on full traction, so...
Mental. May does get the position up onto the Alpine going through Stowe Corner. Sure, she is a very nice place to overtake, as it is a very, very wide turn. Lots of different angles you can take, so that is a handy move for the Aston Martin of May. A lot of these gaps are starting to spread again. I'm just going to go on board with Josh to see how he's gaining so much. Oh, Marshall's lost it!
Oh, no.
Marshall's gone. I think he's got wing damage. I don't know how, though.
Wow. Let's have a look at chat. Whose idea was it to make Josh tier 2 again? You are mad lad, to be honest. Well, it wasn't that.
I'm going to argue it, because Plain Cookie was beating him.
Yeah, he was, to be fair.
Plain Cookie was beating him.
So he's got a bit of competition again, Josh.
He has got some competition.
I mean, as I said in Hungary, oh, Josh just got a penalty.
Yeah, but so was Spandam.
Josh now 5.8 seconds ahead. So
Oh, May on. Oh, Rahman's gone very. Rahman just doesn't want to fight anyone. He did go very wide on that exit of Beckett's.
Yeah, he's
So
doing a
May
card off
does get up.
signs.
There's a lot of cars here up in Gusto. This is very stressful. Voxy goes for down the inside of Sko onto Rahman. Rahman goes into the pit lane. He must have some sort of damage. So Apex now on the back of. And Charman's up to P6. Wow, let's have a quick look at Rahman to see what his incident is in the pit lane. You can carry on whoever you like.
Well, there's not much happening elsewhere, but it's just
Getting
the
his own wing
guys.
change for the Ferrari.
Yeah. Let's have a look at chat for a little bit for now. It was either to make him learn medium TC to get him on the pace.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut in there. Chartman, that is a very nice move. Down the outside of Brooklyn's, kept it in track limits. That is a very handy move. Up into P5. He has shown very good pace after his unfortunate start.
Wow. So, he's looking a bit pacey at the minute, Chartman. Will Josh have to do a stop again? Because obviously...
Chartman's going full throttle through Maggots. I can't even do it on a soft tyre. Down. Fair play. I think Chartman's going to be quicker than me, yeah? Oh, Apex is on the back of Voxley. Up into Scope. This is a battle in 6th place. May has that inside line.
Switch back.
Voxley doesn't really want to fight it much. But into Vale, he does have an opportunity down the inside, but he does not choose to do it. Apex into P6. The Aston Martins are very, very slowly cutting through the pack. Same as the Williams of Chartman as well. Up into P5. Curly ahead of him is now in his sight. There's just 9 laps to go in this race. Chartman probably got a bit of a warning there. But he can gain. Curly broke very, very late. Lost himself almost 3/10. Chartman is right on the back of him. He's got almost a full battery to dispose, but does he want to do it? Curly, very hesitant on the exit of the loop, onto Aintree, now onto the Wellington straight, but that McLaren is very quick in the line. Gee, that car is very fast in a straight line.
Probably using some top speed setup here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. He's running 2 wings.
Unless he's running 0-0, but that would be extremely overpowered.
Yeah, he needs some downforce.
Yeah.
Yeah, Curly's struggling a bit here in these twisty parts of the tracks, but he makes up for it. Oh my god, Chartman! That wasn't Chartman's fault, but Curly just cannot cope on this setup. He just has no downforce going through the turns. But Chartman should get the position. He's got the slipstream, he's got the battery, he's got the DRS, and he only just catches up to go wheel to wheel. That McLaren is mental. Chartman looking to hold it around the outside. They give each other the room. Up to the
Nice
farm
move.
curve now. That's a very, very handy move there. Down the inside, out of farm, into club. Now he can push onto that podium position. Curly fighting a lot here. Now into Abbey. Apex has gained a lot on him. This could be a send down the inside for the Aston Martin. He's going to do it up into the village turn. Can he hold it? Mark Curly gets the inside line back. Apex did go for a switchback, but he just did have to get out of the throttle. And no move from there. But he will get the DRS, but so will Curly. That car is just a lot quicker in a straight line. Apex, Scoot gaining. Curly has a lot of battery to work with. Rahman picks the fastest lap up of the race with a... Sorry, I didn't see. It was like a 127 something.
No, I think it was a 29.
Apex is still on the back of Curly here.
Well, Apex here needs some straight line pace going down into the hangar straight. So Curly does have some great pace down the straights, both Wellington and hangar. But you can see the corners. He's just not coping with the corners, and this is going to give Apex a very good run here down the straight of the hangar straight now. We're
It
right
won't
on
give
his
him a
onboard.
shot. It's not enough. Well, it
gone
will
on
give
the
him a shot.
inside.
Actually, Curly doesn't want to use the battery.
Curly's going to try and defend it back as he's going to keep the inside line. There's still wheel to wheel. It's
Curly,
very
man,
good battling. Wow.
Curly needs to give me some lessons on defending. It is actually very good to watch.
Wow.
That is elite level defending from Curly. If I was fighting for a race win, there was one person I could pick to have try and hold up a competitor, it would be Curly. You can see how much he's struggling on this. I don't think he is slow. I think his setup is quite poor in terms of cornering speed. But he learns to work with it so much, and he has to use the battery here again, up into Brooklyn's, because Apex is right on the back of his rear tyre. He does brake later. He does hold around the outside. He's going to get the inside of Luffield. There's a little wheel bang, nothing serious. Can Curly squeeze back past? He's going to put the battery back on, and oh, it's going to go up to Cops. Oh, I don't think. Does any of these drivers want to back out? Curly with better speed, no need to back out. Curly is just quicker. Apex is still in the hunt though. He does have to be careful because Curly is slow through this section. So just make sure he sticks with them and get better exits.
Curly coming up as well. Sorry to interrupt on that.
Yeah, they're all fighting here. Curly he's trying his best to keep this car in a straight line through maggots, but he can't. And once again through Stowe. Apex, I think he's got it. I don't think Curly can fight this. Oh, wow. Curly with the switchback! Curly!
I think they've made a bit of
contact.
Apex
is going to go for it again. Curly, can he do another switchback? No, he can.
No.
That was very nice. I must admit, that was very nice racing. I put in the Discord earlier about wanting a clean race after last week, and I think they're proving to me that they can do it. Apex and Curly, that was a treat to watch.
Well, Woxo is now also coming on to the back of Curly, so is there more
Chapman's
action?
Gone. Chapman's left, he's not left, but he's DC'd.
No.
No, please come back, Chapman. I'll quickly send an invite out to make sure he gets one.
Yeah, he really deserves it.
I'll chase Chapman, I'll put an invite in there if you need it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. But what a battle between Curly and Voxy. That was very entertaining to watch.
Maybe 3
this
seconds.
This race has lacked a bit of a fighting spirit, but that was a very, very clean move.
I mean, it's Formula 1. It mostly has.
Back. Chapman is back, and he has not lost a position. Lost time, but not any position, so he can definitely fight this back. Spandon picks up a 3 second. Have a quick look at penalties. It is a 3 for Josh and May and Voxy and Vicky, and then a 6 for Chapman and Spandon.
Chapman's gone in the pit.
For Rahman. No. For what? That's not his car. That's him. That's his ghosted. No.
Oh, no.
That's his ghosted car. I don't think he wanted to go in the pits. That's his ghosted car doing it for him. That's so unfortunate.
He deserves P4.
Yeah, he really did. He had such a good comeback drive. I feel so bad for him. Hopefully he can be back for Tier 1 reserving, as he always has done.
Yeah, Chapman,
so if you need another invite, just message me on Discord. I will try and get you back in. But you are at the back of the pack now, unfortunately. I know he's back in. But you are at the back of the pack, unfortunately, with a brand new set of softs. That is very unfortunate. While the battles are there, Voxy has gained onto Curly once again. Not really much he can do. Voxy hasn't really got the cornering speeds as Apex. He is closing in mind, but he has not really got the pace. But to be fair, I think a lot of these Tier 2 drivers are going to be quicker than me in Silverstone.
Yeah, same.
I'm so bad at Silverstone.
No, I'll be setting 29s.
I was saying, I think I'm going to be, wait, 29? 29's quite good, no? I'm in 32s, Wait, in quali or soft?
Quali.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what I'm for quali. I think I was a 28 for quali, like a 128.6. I am horrendous. For it being a home race, I am horrendously bad. at this track, and it's very embarrassing. So that's why I'm a Azerbaijan resident now. Or I live in Monaco. Haven't quite decided yet. I don't know what I'm better at. So at least I'm good at my home race.
I'm alright at Britain. If it was full
I'm-
TT, I'm pretty decent at Britain.
I'm fine in sectors 1. And that's about it. My sectors 2 and 3 are so embarrassing. I've gotten better at sector 3 in the past day or two. Oh, that's Vicky gone.
Yeah,
Is there going to be a late
surely.
safety car?
Yep.
Oh, it's the
Softs.
late. Oh man. It's the last lap dash. Now, does Josh... He had this situation last year in Tier 2, but he was in the Aston Martin. Does he want to pit?
He
Yes,
does.
he does. Spandon is going to inherit this race lead if he doesn't pit.
Wow.
Now, this is going to be very, very confusing. I'm excited for this. Does Spandon... I think Spandon shouldn't pit, but he is. May comes into the pits. I wouldn't pit in this situation. I really wouldn't. You can hold off a set of softs for a lap or two. Does anyone opt to stay out? Oh, Curly's picked on for 5 seconds. Oh, that could be very... Oh, May's... Wait, is May jump Spandon? Oh, my... Oh, no, he hasn't. I was going to say, can May jump Spandon in the pit lane? But it's just that, obviously the Mercedes pit is much closer to the start of the pit lane.
Waxo has stayed out. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think you can get away with it.
He could. That's going to be very tough to defend, as now half the grid are now going to be on the soft tyre. So this is
Let's
really
see if Josh
interesting.
can do see if Josh can do a plain cookie and crash into the safety car.
Let's hope that does not happen.
Yeah, it would be funny though.
I mean, it was funny enough on playing cookie, so...
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. See if Waxo can overtake the champion, even though he's on hards. That's not very likely, but you never know. It's full TC against medium TC, I think. Putting that in brackets, but who knows what's going to happen toward the end of this Grand Prix. And we'll get 2 laps of racing action. You can't do one last lap like in Abu Dhabi 2021. So unless the safety car wants to end under, well, unless the race wants to end under the safety car, that's a better word in there. So
Not sure if that's possible though, is it?
I've had it in my career
Not
mode.
the game. Oh, wait, really? Oh, I gotta play career
Yeah.
mode, so...
Yeah, I had it in my career mode.
I got the patience for career mode. I started one at the start of the year in a Williams cockpit only. So yeah, that's as close as I got to finishing. I quit Jeddah because I hate the track so much.
I do too. So
Who actually enjoys Jeddah? Like, let's go. Apart from Mac going, oh, I love Jeddah. Huh? Like, who actually enjoys it?
on F1 2021, I actually liked it. It was alright, it was decent, but this
It's
year
never been good.
it's not for me. This year it just hasn't been for me.
Okay, Curly is going to get rid of his 5 seconds.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, he's guaranteed points, but I think that's definitely the right idea. He is inevitably P8. I knew Mac was watching, so I had to give him a little dig.
Yeah, he said you smell, so...
Yeah, I saw. Am I wrong though? He's the only guy I know who enjoys Jeddah. He's only good at the weird tracks.
A weird track is Canada as well, so... Does he
He
like that
enjoys
one?
I was good at Canada last year. That's because I was a medium track player.
I'm decent at Canada, it's just the track limits at the final chicane. I don't enjoy that. It's
I
not for me.
had a really good swing of it, and then I completely lost feeling of it after I came back from holiday. Because it was the first race in WTFL. But could you want a more chaotic end to this race? It is a 2-lap sprint on these soft tyres. There's going to be full batteries, and Voxy is going to push like hell to miraculously win this race. I remember last year, the first race I commentated was Britain in season 4 with well anyway, and Josh was in a very similar position, having to pit under the safety car, and I doubted him if he could make up the pack, but he did. But now he's in a different scenario where he's leading the pack away from the safety car, and it is going to be in this lap.
So can Woxo do it on a set of old hearts? That's going to be the main question. He's 1.2 behind Josh, which is not what he wants. So, yeah, we want an interesting battle now. Let's get some action. Something like Spain. Good toward the start, boring toward the middle part, and good toward the end. Just something like Spain. But Josh, he's gone. He's already going. And he's 8/10 already ahead of Woxo, so...
Spandon's going to go for it. He's alongside an Abbey, but he backs out. Does not want to fight him. But I think Spandon knows that this guy is for the taking. Yeah, here we go, up into Village. Breaks later. Voxy doesn't want to fight it. Goes for a very orthodox switchback, but nowhere near enough. Now Spandon has to go. 1.6 is the gap, so it's probably not enough.
Woxo.
May yeah, but the Brooklands. May has the inside line, and Voxy just cannot fight it. This could go very badly for the Alpine. Oh no.
Yeah, it just wasn't the right decision for the Alpine. I respect him going for a podium place, but it's just not what he had to do. He's an elephant in a haystack right now. It is gonna be Apex is right on the back of him. But we are on our final, or soon to be our penultimate lap. Although this is our penultimate. This is our next lap is final lap, not penultimate. Yeah. Apex does have a little go on the Alpine, nothing much, but he's very slow out of SCO. Apex has made a bit of a fashion to making moves around here. Gets onto the grass. He does lose the car bit, but Apex holds it, has the inside line, has the soft tyres. Voxy is going to go around the outside. That's far. What a move from this Voxy. What a move. Can he hold it? The camera angle's really bad, so I can't see what's happening. There we go. Apex is still behind him. But that was a very, very smart move from Voxy. He knew he had the momentum around the outside. But it's just enough to keep him ahead. But how long will this last for? He is another opportunity for Apex on the Wellington Straight. It is nowhere near enough. He is gaining mind, just not gaining enough. He does have a chance for a switchback though into Luffield. He is going to have the alternate line here. Does he have enough pace on those soft tyres to make it stick? No, he does not. Voxy is defending for his life. Marshall is also gaining onto Apex. A bit of a recovery drive for him. He may be maybe a P4 or P5 for Marshall, depending if he can get the Aston Martin. And Curly's also trying to overtake Chartman, but he does have that 9-second penalty. Oh, Marshall, this could be the move. He's not really gaining enough, but let's quickly go on to the race leader. Josh, he won the championship with Aston Martin. He left Tier 2. He joined McLaren in Tier 1. He's back to continue his dominance. Redemption Day for Josh, winning the British Grand Prix in a very dominant fashion. May picks up that P2. Voxy does get overtaken by Spandon, sorry. Double
so
Aston
it's a
podium.
2-3 for Aston Martin. And everyone finished really quickly, so I couldn't see the rest of the grid order.
It was pretty decent, this one. I mean, it could have been better, especially with the attendance, but Spray is now going to take us through the grid rundown as soon as possible.
And who would be your driver of the day?
Uh, I'll tell you, I can't get. I would give it to Chartman, but his desync, he just wasn't there.
It's going to be Curly for me, if you would either agree or disagree. I think Curly had an awkward setup, but he did what he could with the equipment he was given. I think Curly deserves it, to be honest.
I can agree, actually. So,
But I'll quickly go through the race classification. So it was Josh's return on his debut, picking up the win, and it is a redemption for Josh, who was not having a good time in Tier 1, but he is back, and he did have a bit of competition before playing Cookie, somehow crashed out. But Josh winning in Silverstone, as if he did last season. May picks up a P2. That's the exact same order as the championship last year. Josh in first, May in second, Apex in third to finish off the podium with a double Aston Martin party. Spandon in fourth, Marshall in fifth, along with Curly in sixth, Voxy seventh, Chartman eighth, Ramen ninth, and Chicken Wing, who somehow got points. Mental. I'm just thinking, does Marshall maybe deserve the driver of the day? Is Curly or Marshall for me?
yeah, I'm gonna stick with Curly. I will stick with Curly. After that defending masterclass, I've just got to give it to him. I mean, I would have gave it to Chartman, but his desync just ruined it for him.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it for Curly. Okay, so yeah, I'll agree. Yeah, Curly is our driver of the day. And I think next week we do have the debut commentating of Go Slow. I'm not sure if it's going to be me or Alfie, we haven't quite decided, but Go Slow will be here for next week. Entertaining watch. Very nervous on his first day.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is it from us. We will be at Spa-Francorchamps for next week for the Belgian Grand Prix, which is round 7.
I think it may have to be you giving it next week.
Well,
Spa-Francorchamps. Yeah, I can't do that. I think maybe you next week then, mate.
Well, yeah, that is it from us this week then, here at Tier 2. And hopefully you will join us for Tier 1, which will be on Curly's stream as well. Curly will be commentating that as well with, I think there's a new commentator co-commentating with Curly as well.
Yes, David.
So, yeah, we'll see you lot for Spa-Francorchamps next week for Tier 2. So I hope you lot have enjoyed the stream tonight. And me and Spray have to go now, so we will see you lot later. Goodbye.